What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we got for you some exercises and drills that we love to use to improve quickness with our athletes. So we're talking about first step. So this is a little bit different from like acceleration in a sprint, right? As you're getting to top speed, this is just your ability to be really quick. Some call it really twitchy, right? The ability to see something and get your body going as fast as you can. So a lot of this has to do with seeing or hearing a cue, right? And then responding. So that neuromuscular connection type of deal. So hopefully you enjoy these. If you do, please give them a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. We post new videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays. So make sure you subscribe to catch all of them. Hope you enjoy. All right, so number one, we're going some quick crossover steps. So you've seen us do this before. We have a couple of variations. We can go on the 6-inch box or we can go on the squat wedgie. We'll start on the 6-inch. So all we're gonna do is cross this back leg over up, step, and then push back. Right, so I'm right here. So I'm going as fast as I can. So when we do it on the squat wedgie, we're gonna be here, we're going up and over, right? So this one we can get a little bit faster because we're not going up as much and it's more angled. But what I love about this is it's a little bit more complex of a movement. So you have to think about what you're doing. So you can start slow and then as you get there, you just speed it up and you go really fast. So anything that requires the ability for the mind and the legs to connect is really, holy moly, I'm out of breath on that, is really gonna help you get better with just that ability to go. So if we can speed up that connection, right, we signal from our brain to go, that's gonna help a lot. So any of these two, you can even just do it without a box, right? Just get some footwork in. That's gonna be really good just for that twitch. Number two, we are going quick step ups. So you all know how much we love this exercise. I use this to start off our sessions a lot because for a similar reason, you have to connect mind and muscle, right? You have to think about what you're doing. So quick step ups, just up and down as fast as you possibly can. One thing that I like to do, especially as we progress, is I'll make them, number one, I'll put two plates next to each other so they have to switch back and forth. So it's like you hit a couple here and then you switch and then you have to go back. That way you have to keep your footwork in mind as you're switching, and it's super easy to get tangled up. So a big part of quickness and that twitch is no matter what position you are in, how adept, how good are you at getting yourself into an advantageous position to go, right? I can be here and I can get into a weird position, but do I have the body control, the proprioception, right, to be able to get my body in a position that I need to be in to do what I need to do? How is your sensory feedback? So that being said, as we progress, I like to make stuff like this more reactive. So you've seen us do this a lot, right? So we'll hit our quick step ups and then, well, an athlete will, and then I'll say go or switch or something like that. So as they're going, at any moment I say switch and they have to switch. So that reactive element is a great way to train the mind, to train the muscle, right? A lot of this stuff is actually your mental capacity to react, right? So that's why we do a lot of reaction training, a lot of stuff like this, because your feet can be really freaking fast. But if your mind is slow, if you can't read and react really well, then you're not gonna have that quickness or that twitch that we're looking for. Building off that, we are now gonna be with a box. So this has to be one of my favorite exercises, one of my favorite jumping exercises that we do. So we're gonna do a double leg jump onto the box. I'm gonna land on one, jump off, jump up, land on the other. So I'm switching which foot I land on, okay? So I'm up, down, just like this. So big thing here, I love this because it requires you to think, but also it allows you to kind of set yourself into a rhythm. So I like being in that rhythm because it teaches your body coordination. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier with how good your sensory feedback. The better we are at coordination, or the more coordination we have, usually the better we're able to put ourselves into that advantageous position. So if you can be coordinated with this and keep your body control, remember you're switching back and forth, land any which way, then that's gonna be really good for that ability to have or to be quick. That being said, we can also progress this to something even more complex. So I'm gonna start on one, jump, land on the other, jump off, land on this one. So this one's completely unilateral. So I'm up, down, just like that, right? So now you really have to think about what you're doing. You have to be strong. And if we take away all of this, like, you know, mental translation, I'll say, like how fast can you translate what you're seeing with your mind and react? If we take away all that, then at the heart and soul of quickness, right, is how good are you at just getting going. And in order for that to happen, we have to be really strong throughout our lower limb. So that's why a lot of this stuff you see us do is going to be more plyometric in nature, that quickness, off the ground, fast, but while having a lot of like high force production, right? So with this, it's fantastic because you have to get up onto the box, but you also have to be really strong in your lower limb, right? Your foot, your ankle, calf, Achilles, all of it, all your structural tissue has to be really strong. Because if we're playing sports, right, and I want to react immediately, or if we're playing basketball and I'm trying to get around someone, if I can drop and drive, right, my body's got to be able to handle what I'm telling it to do. So that's why a lot of these jumping ones are absolutely fantastic, because we're building up that structural tissue, the limbs, to be able to be real quick, utilize energy, so it can be a lot more efficient. Number 4, we are going some speed hops with some lateral jumps. I don't even know what to call this, so that's just what I'm going with. But essentially, we're gonna start here. We're gonna bounce through these cones as quickly as we can. So we're gonna have a stiff ankle, right? Strong foot, strong ankle, strong lower limb. I'm gonna bounce through. When I finish this, I'm gonna skater to that side, bounce through, skater. So the goal, obviously you gotta work your way up to this, but it's to be really quick, right? You wanna be controlled, but you wanna be quick. So as fast as you can over, these are not spaced that well, right? Just like that. So you wanna be off the ground really quick, and you wanna have that ability, as I've been saying, be coordinated, really good sensory feedback. If you land a little funky, or like I said, I did not space these cones out well, can you adjust, right? Can you have one weird step, one weird jump, but still be quick, still be in control of your body? So everything has a progression and a regression. We can make these bigger. You can honestly start off slow. You're never gonna be really quick and twitchy if you don't have really good body control. So remember, you gotta get that first. So you can slow this down. You can also make it more reactive, where you have someone bouncing, you clap, at that point they switch, or they're bouncing and then you say left or right, where they now have to go on cue and in the direction. So a lot of that stuff, that's having them think and having them react really fast so they can take in a whole bunch of information. So this one's really awesome. Last one, this has to be one of my favorite things to do for quickness with our athletes due to the simplicity of it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be on one leg, and all we are doing is an explosive single leg jump, right? Literally, that's all it is. So I'm here, when I'm ready, as fast as I can, I'm gonna jump. So we can go a little bit higher, right? Like I said, speed is the #1 thing. So you don't wanna go too high to where it's slow, but you can obviously push yourself. But I love this one. Like I said, it is so simple. Whenever you're ready, you go. I tell our athletes, pretend like you're getting lit on fire, right? As soon as your mind says go, how quickly can your body react? One thing too that we wanna remember is we have to be really quick in all directions. So that's why when we did, you know, a lot of the other ones, like the quick step ups or the single leg jumps to the lateral one, you wanna make sure you're working in different planes, right? How is your ability to rotate really quickly and then produce force out of that? Or something in the frontal plane to go side to side. Because a lot of times in sports, we need to be quick, like to sidestep around someone, right? So little things like that, make sure you're working in different planes. You also see us do a lot, as I mentioned earlier, of reaction stuff with a tennis ball, right? Even something simple like you're on your toes, someone's in front, they drop a tennis ball and then you take off. That reaction stuff is really great because we're training the mind, which is in turn gonna help the ability to see a cue or to hear a cue and then to go. And that in turn, right, is gonna help with all this quickness and that ability to just get going as fast as you can. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you do, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. We post new videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll see you all in the next one.